What up, what up, what up? Y'all already know what it is. Come on, come on.
It's a vibe.
Hey, it's a vibe.
Come on, come on,
It's a
come on, come
vibe.
on.
It's a vibe, y'all. It's a vibe.
Vibe.
Mhm.
What up, everyone, everyone, everyone. It is another Friday, and y'all know what time it is. It is time for It's a Vibe. After
Pew pew
so
pew
vibes, y'all.
pew.
After so vibes, y'all. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm gonna let my beautiful sisters introduce themselves, and fellas stay the heck out of their inbox. I said what I said. I'm gonna let my sister Sewa go first. Go on ahead,
Hey
sis.
y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. This is your girl Shira Renee, the host and creator of the Blemish Beauty Podcast. And you can catch me on all major platforms. I mean, all major platforms every Monday and every Thursday.
All right, all right, all right. Let's go to our sister. Tweet talks, y'all. Tweet, y'all.
Tweet, tweet,
Tweet,
y'all.
y'all.
What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to listen to me. Listen to me, y'all. Messing up already. What's up, y'all? This is your girl Tweet from Tweet Talks, the host of the Tweet Talk Show, which is available on all major networks, including Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts. So we are here tonight to talk some tea.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. And y'all, we got a special surprise for y'all tonight. For anybody that wants to jump in, if you feeling bold, especially my brothers, because brothers, they be tearing me down up here. They be beating me up here.
Pull up.
Whatever.
We want y'all to pull on up in the comment sections, and if you feel like jumping on the screen, jump on the screen with us, jump on here with us. We would love to have y'all talk about these topics that we are talking about on tonight. Because y'all, we just about to vibe out. I'm gonna let one of my sisters tell y'all what we talking about tonight as I send this out to some people and we get some people up in here. Let's go.
So what we talking about tonight, Tweet?
So tonight's topic is I'm scrolling because I don't have it right this second. um,
Yo, the reason she don't have it is our group chat be so lit. We be talking about
it
anything and
do.
everything.
That part.
I'm telling you. Look, I'm sitting here
The bad,
scrolling and
We
the
talking
scrolling.
bad
about
part
the
about it is though,
table
y'all. The
tonight.
bad
The
part about it though,
table.
yo, is like we literally have two different group chats just for this purpose, and we still be talking about anything and everything in this no group
Right,
chat.
Yeah, it's a
right.
flow. It's a flow. It's a flow.
All right.
It's
So
love.
I got it. So today's topic is: do you have enough to bring to the table? Okay.
Meow.
Do
Pew
you
pew pew
have enough to the
pew.
she kills me with that. Pew 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 pew. That reminds me, for me, back in the day on Boston
Pew
Road in the
pew
Bronx,
pew pew.
when we used to go to the reggae clubs, and when you hear that, you know
Oh
it's
yeah,
getting ready to be some
yeah, yeah.
fire tunes coming on, right? You
Pew
know
pew
to
pew
hit the dance. There you go. When you hear that,
pew.
you know to hit the dance floor. But anyway, that's our topic tonight. So to head this thing off, let's talk about what is the table. What's the table? Like you always hearing people, talk about when they dating or they're seeing somebody new or they're interested in seeing somebody new. The first thing that they want to know is,
What do you bring to the table?
what do you bring to the table?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all that. So what y'all think the table is? What would y'all call the table?
I'm gonna let my sister Sarah go first.
Okay.
Go on
I
ahead,
think
sis.
the table is the relationship. They want to know, what are you bringing? What are you contributing to, the relationship? And when they ask that question, um, I don't think sometimes they're prepared for the answer.
Mm, facts.
Mm, I like that one. I think exactly that. When you think of the table, to me, the table is exactly that. It's the relationship, and anything that you bring is like if you think of a table and you take the table and you cut that table in half. Speaking of table, I somebody picked up a bomb table for me, y'all. So I'm so thankful. Super shout out to the person that picked up that table for me because I'm excited about that.
Kudos to the
Anyway,
kudos to the helper.
Yes, kudos to
Yes,
that. So,
yes.
but when we think of the
Sarah,
table,
Sarah, you seen how she just threw that in there, didn't you? You see how she just casually threw that
Shameless
in there.
plug, real quick.
Yeah.
you
Shameless
got
plug.
to. Yes, you got to. So when we think of y'all throwing me off. So I'm gonna
The
need you to
table.
hold on. I'm gonna need
Focus.
okay, what was I saying? The table. So when I think of the table, you think of an actual round table, right? And you split it in half. And you look at you could split it in half, you could split it in quarters. Me personally, in a relationship, I think we could split it in fours. You know what I mean? And say, okay, at the beginning part of this relationship, you put a little something in the corner. You know what I'm saying? Then as you get further into the relationship, you drop a little something else in the corner. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think of a huge table in a relationship, depending on what you're in the relationship for, right? If you're dating to get married, that's the full table. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to put, like some of us say, don't put all of our eggs in one basket. You don't want to put everything on the, cut a table in half because that's your whole table. Throughout the relationship, things are supposed to grow and they're supposed to change. So if you're saying, let's take a quarter, let's put that table in fours. You put a little piece in the corner. He or she put a little piece in the corner. You put a little piece in the corner. He or she put a little piece in the corner. That's supposed to build up to something. And ultimately, at the end of that, when that table is filled up, let's figure a lifetime. Then we're supposed to look back and see what did we contribute to this relationship.
I agree with that. I agree with that 1000%. I mean, for me, the question that I would ask is the table is what I'm bringing to the relationship before you and I got together. Am I
Okay.
bringing baggage to the relationship or am I
Ooh,
bringing peace to the relationship? Am I being a help in this relationship or am I being a hindrance to this relationship?
I like that.
Now,
I
my
like that.
thing on it is this: there are a lot of people that are talking about men and women that are talking about, I need a person to bring this to the table. I need a person to bring that to the table. When you ain't even bringing that to the table your own self. How can you expect somebody to bring something to the table when you ain't even bringing it yourself? How can you expect somebody to bring financial stability to the table when you are financially unstable your own self? How can you expect somebody to bring a walk with God to the table when you ain't even bringing a walk of God to the table your own self? So it's like you can't expect somebody to bring something to the table that you're not bringing yourself. That's like going to a car dealership and telling the car dealer, I want a BMW, but I'm on a Honda budget. You're not gonna get.
Mm. My thing with that is, I think, and I'm gonna say this as a woman, I feel like a lot of times people come into relationships expecting the person to be already made up, and you're gonna deal with you might deal with a person that has a huge ego when they already built up. So I mean, it's good to look back on the transition of person. Now, if they come to the table and they don't have no goal, they don't want anything, that's probably a little different. But if they come and they say, you know what, this is where I'm not at, this is where I want to be, this is where I hope to be, blah, 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 then you could say, okay, you know what? Let's see what the transition is. And you got to be making some moves now. You can't just be stagnated. You know what I'm saying? You can't
That's
just
what
be
I was going to
stagnated. Like,
ask
okay.
you. I was going to ask you, is there anything that you feel doesn't qualify you to even pull up to the table? Like,
mm, mm, mm. I'm going on mute. I'm going on mute. I'm going on mute.
Go ahead, spill the tea. No, don't even try and mute your mic. It is not
like,
going down like that, sir.
so individually, I want to ask y'all, like, individually, what do y'all sit at the table with? And then what do you expect somebody to pull up to the table with?
Tweet, you go first, sis. You go first.
Explain it. Why? Okay. All right. So I do pressure well. So let's see. Explain that to me a little further because I don't want to answer it wrong.
All right.
So
So
when you say come to the, explain that again. Explain it again. You know. Sometimes I need a little help.
I use me as an example. So for me, I come to the table with peace. I can guarantee you that will be, I will be a safe space. I come to the table with stability. I come to the table with a nurturing spirit. I come to the table willing and capable to cover you, honor you, respect you, support you, all the things. This is what I come to the table with. Now, that is character based on top of a job, being financially stable, able to birth and carry a child, able to cook and clean and make a house a home, right? So in let's see, what should I say? So my expectation is for someone to pull up to the table with the ability to help me in those areas, with the ability to continue to nurture those gifts and allow me to walk into my feminine while he is masculine. If I have to do all of that stuff, all of the things while I'm still laying next to you, then there's no need for you to pull up to the table.
Come on.
Ooh, give it up to
Come on, sis.
that one. I
Come
think
on,
she said it
sis.
all. I think she said it all. um, I don't know. I say I come to the table with me, authentically me, unapologetically me, goal driven, and I'm gonna say this is probably something that I've experienced being later in life. Goal driven. I'm not gonna be cooking every. Did I say that before? I'm not gonna be cooking every.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I said it, but I'm just gonna say authentically me. I'm not gonna say any. You know what? Because I'm gonna tell you something. I could sit down and tell you a list of things that I have and I bring to the table. Say I meet somebody, and me and this person we're dating, and we're getting to know each other. And when I get to the point of saying, okay, he says, you know what, let's make this official. Let's be together as one, right? What I had to bring to the table before, I might not have now. So I don't want you to be looking at what I bring to the table. If you genuinely like me and you are into me, you like my personality, you like, things about me, then that's something that you may look at when we get to that point of being together. Because you can have, the Lord gives it to you and he takes it away. So you may have one thing that you think is like,
Absolutely.
I mean, we can even speak personality wise. You know what I'm saying? Because I could have a beautiful personality right now, but go through something devastating and not be so nice after that. You know what I mean? Things change you. I can tell you, you can go through things in life and be one way. You can be heartfelt. You can be understanding. You can be a person that's willing to give somebody 50 million chances. And then you realize that I've given this person 50 million chances. I didn't went through something. I'm not giving you no chance no more. I don't care. It's over. I don't want to be bothered no more. It's done. And it might not be that's who I am. That's what I'm saying. So I hate to even, and then like if I was to be dating somebody and they ask me what's on the table, I'll probably act like something's wrong with me in the moment you ask that, because you deal with so many people in life that are materialistic and they want to know how you can make them better. I'm not looking to make anybody better. We can grow together or none at all.
So if they ask you that question, do you automatically assume that that's a red flag in the beginning? Or should
yes,
that just
absolutely.
be something that's
If you
found
ask
out
me,
throughout the relationship?
yes. If you ask me, yeah. If you ask me what I bring to the table, because to me, you're not looking to get to know me. You're trying to find out what's on my table. That's no different to me than a man being interested in a woman and him saying to her immediately, intimacy, what you like, on an intimate level, what you like. He's not concerned about your personality. He's not concerned about your well-being or anything else. He's interested in what you like. And I feel like a lot of us women go into situations asking this man, like, what do you bring to the table? I'm not gonna ask you nothing because the reality of it is people lie.
That part.
Okay, look, I'm go ahead and
Come on.
stop right there, y'all.
Go ahead, let James
I'm
go
gonna
because he's
say
on fire right now.
I'm gonna say this right here to this comment right here. What happened to helpmate theory? Okay, let me tell you what
Wait, so there's
happened
a
to that.
comment.
Yeah,
Okay,
this comment right here. What happened to the helpmate theory? All right, let me break that down. This is what happened to the helpmate theory. Because when you're talking about the helpmate theory, you are going back to biblical times where God created Adam and Eve. Now, here is the thing that most people forget about. They want to talk about how God created Adam and Eve, how Eve was created out of Adam. They want to talk about that part. But here's the thing that a lot of people glance over and forget about. Before God created Eve for Adam, God did something miraculous for Adam before that. Before he
Gave
gave
him
him
a
Eve,
job.
before he gave him Eve, before he gave him anything else, he gave him a J-O-B.
And you
So
can't
my
help
thing
nothing
on
if you
that,
don't have nothing.
come on. My thing on that is like, my thing on that is how are you going to ask somebody to be a helpmate to you when you're not bringing them anything for them to help you with? A lot of times
But
I think we are
but
going into
listen.
relationships looking for another parent instead of a spouse.
Okay, so but this is my thing. When we say, okay, I got a question in the comments that said, does every relationship need to be 50-50? When we say 50-50, I believe yes. 50-50 does not mean you have to be bringing a certain amount of money and I have to be bringing a certain amount of money. It means that we have to make each other comfortable in whatever way possible. Meaning if you don't have the finances, then you need to make it possible for the other person to be happy in whatever way that you can. Don't say, well, and be confident in whatever your position is. Too many times I feel like, even with a man that makes a significant amount of money, he tends to think that I make good money. That's all I need to bring to the relationship. No, you need to be this person's, and when I say helpmate, I mean you need to be that person's support system, just like Shira was saying. You need to come into this relationship with a whole bunch of other things, and finance is not everything. Because this is the thing: you can date somebody that is financially stable, and you not get a lick of it. Okay, they will
Come
live the
on.
lavish life right in front of you, make sure that they good and everything about them is good, and you be sitting there like, I got with this man that's financially stable. He's given 50-50, but he doesn't care emotionally. He's not there, and he may
Facts.
go out and he may use his funds to financially provide for the things that people can see. How many times do you see um women or men in a relationship and a person that's making the most money, they make sure from the outside looking in everything looks great, like they look like, we financially stable, we got a wonderful life, wonderful cars, wonderful this, wonderful that, but the home is not happy because all they're doing is providing, for the things.
My thing is this. I would rather we both grind together. We both come to the table with something that we're both grinding towards. We build our money up together and then we both celebrate together. Because at the end of the day, when we get married, there ain't no my money, your money. It's our money. Like we're gonna do what we have to do for the household together. So it's like a
Y'all know
lot
what
of
I'm getting ready to
times
say.
I already know. I already know. But I
So
mean, like,
okay,
let's
so
just keep it moving.
so with that being said, if you're in a relationship, do you believe that two people in a relationship dating to get married? Because when you think of dating to get married, you think that we're supposed to be doing the things of a married life. Do you think that they should have a shared account?
I think it
Not if
should
you
be
dating.
four. If they're engaged, it should be four.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Four accounts.
Say
Okay, why four? Break that down.
say it again. Four, the number
Four. I
four.
say I say 4 because you need one joint account for bills. You need another joint account for savings. That's miscellaneous stuff. If you want to go on trips, anything coming up for the kids, whatever it is, depending on whatever your situation is, that's savings. That's stuff for like a rainy day. Something might happen, with the house, whatever the case, whatever. And then the 2 separate accounts for your own situation, especially if you're coming in with something like a business or a podcast or whatever the case may be. Nothing gets taken from that. Everybody is still able to do what they need to do, and the house is taken care of.
I think that's good, but okay. So, I mean, to me that makes sense. That's a lot of accounts to keep track of, but I mean that does make sense. So, okay, so what happens if, say for instance, if this person has their own account and they decide I'm gonna go out and buy me a car, or I'm gonna go out and buy me, let's not even say a car. They decide, they may be a sneaker person or a whatever type of person. They have the thing that they enjoy. What happens if this person decides they want to go out and spend a little bit of bread out of their account? James?
I mean, if I said account, that's an account. As long as it's not coming out of our joint account to where it's making us lose money, then do your thing, boo. I'm not mad about it. But I got a scenario for y'all. Y'all know I come with them.
So let me say this. I feel like, to me, you're right. That's their money. They should be able to do things. But to me, that shows that this person has a little bit of a frivolous financial problem. Like they are just, I mean, I guess that depends on if you and that person are, y'all are kind of the same when it comes to financing. Because if we're in a relationship and I see that you going out spending money on the latest Jordans and they not knockoffs, don't go buy me a pair. You have to have a goal.
And
you have to
get
have
mad
goals.
because he broke.
Yeah, do like a left eye. I'm getting ready to blow the house up.
So is that a deal breaker for
you? Allegedly, y'all.
Is that a deal breaker for you?
Yeah. Because I feel like, just like biblically, when you become an adult, you put away childish things. So, I mean, there's ways of not okay. You know what? Let me reinvent that the way I said it, because you can go out and spend money on a nice pair of sneakers, but you got a pair of cheap jeans and you got a cheap shirt, and the jeans really, I mean, the shoes is really, what pops everything off. But to me, I mean, I'm gonna have to pay attention to you a little bit. If I start seeing you walking around here with some $200, $300 sneakers on, and you ain't a child, I understand the kids because I have a child, so I get that. But you grown and you want to run out and, because I mean,
wait a minute. My motto is work hard, play hard. My motto is work hard, play hard.
I
was getting ready to say. He was like, hold up.
My motto is work hard, play hard. Now, I'm gonna buy myself some things on the sly, but I'm not gonna spend no $200 to $300 on it. But it's gonna look like I spent some $200 or $300 on it. I know how to bargain shop.
This should be stuff that is talked about and found out prior to engagement, though. So it should be something that you already know.
But listen, the thing is, my motto. People, when they come into these relationships, they come in with a representative. They don't come in as themselves. So, especially when you start talking about what's on the table, what you have to put on the table, they feel like, okay, you know what? If I go out here and spend this money, we good. She ain't gonna let the lights get turned out. You know what I'm saying? They may decide, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just do me, because a lot of people believe when they're in a relationship, especially a marriage, that you a rider, you got my back through anything. Even if you out here spending money recklessly, you still a rider. You my, that's not gonna work now. We have a goal instead of you taking that, $200 money. I mean, and don't get me wrong, every once in a while you want to splurge on yourself, okay, but we responsible, we have adults, and we are adults and we have goals. We got a lot of comments here, y'all.
I feel like All right, let's go to
So
these comments, and then I'm gonna give y'all some scenarios real
Go to
quick.
the one that says, "Can one come with dreams, a vision, and goals, but no money?"
where? Oh, you say it again. Say like I got this fan on, child.
Can a
Can
can
one
one
come
come?
with dreams, a vision, and goals, but no money?
Okay, it's good to dream. It's good to dream, but here's the thing. Yes, dream, but don't be coming to me and asking me to fund them dreams just off the simple fact that we just got together. Like if we just got together, don't be coming at me asking me to fund your dreams because I'm not doing that.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah, I
Because
have
think
dreams in
that.
a job. You
you
have to
have
have
to,
dreams in a
and in
job.
my opinion,
Well, I mean,
you got to come to the table. If you have a dream, right? Like, all right, sure, I'm gonna give you this example, okay? Let's say me and you just
mm-mm,
met, right?
don't go into those scenarios yet because I didn't tap in
No, no,
on the
no. I'm
response.
just giving this example. I'm giving this as an
Okay.
example to that question. So let's say me and you just met, okay, sir? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, like, yo, I have a dream of doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that. Like, I'm a podcaster. My podcasts are going to blow up. Give it about 9 months, and I promise you, everybody in America is going to know who I am. And I'm coming to you with it on paper of how I'm going to make the dream come true. Would you be more apt to receive what
TMI.
I'm saying? Would you be more apt to receive what I'm saying? Or like be like, yo, no.
See, I'm the type that would give you that 9 months just to see what you would do.
And
But
especially if I'm
in
coming
the
into you
beginning
with it on
stages,
paper.
do you have a job? Because you need to have,
Facts.
we
Come
all have
on.
dreams. I have a dream of my brand, but at the end of the day, I'm still going to work every day. So the no money part, you can have no money because you're pouring into your dreams and paying bills and you're living paycheck to paycheck. That's something different. But to have a dream and then no type of income coming in, no, I can't do that. Absolutely not.
This comment right here says it all. Dreams and
Exactly.
goals don't pay the bills. As men, we are providers, protectors, prophet, and priest. Yes, that's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is the thing with. I mean, I do agree with that, but this is the thing: you may miss out on a really good person because they want. I mean, well, first I'm agree with what you said. I'm not funding anybody's dreams because this is 2024, and the reality of it is there's a lot of users and abusers, and I know that we supposed to be people of faith and say this person is not that way, but the reality that a lot of us have experienced somebody doing us wrong. Okay, so what happens is after you experience that, you take your blinders off. Your blinders are off, and so anybody that comes in contact with you for a relationship needs to understand that. They
Yeah.
need to understand that and understand that you're just not going to accept their words of I have
You try the
dreams, I want to
spirit by
be
the
with
spirit.
you.
That
Yeah, you
part.
can't say, well, I want this, I want that, but I have no money. That's fine. And it's possible to be with somebody that's in the process of getting their dreams. But I don't think that two people should be entwined as one with the hopes that, because like I said, with this ride or die thing, it's getting a lot of people hurt. Their feelings hurt, their emotions hurt, and then they come back out on the streets looking to date other people and they hurt. And now the next person that they endure has to deal with the pain of somebody else before them. They have to
Let me
deal
just
with the person that used them, the person that abused them, the person that neglected them, the person that always only wanted them for the meantime. You have to deal with all that. So I think in the reality, you have to know you can't come to a person and say, I have nothing. I want to be with you. I have dreams and aspirations. Are you going to help me? Because the answer is going to be no.
yo, if a person comes to me and they tell me, yo, I got dreams, I got observate, I got dreams, I have goals, and I'm wanting to be with you, but right now I ain't got no job and I'm not able to fund myself, and I got 5 kids, and my kids, daddy ain't helping me with any of them, this is gonna be my response right here.
Craig. Bye, Felicia.
Wait a minute. Not 5 kids and you don't have a job. Who does
5 kids, no job, and the baby daddy ain't taking care of none of them. And the baby daddy ain't taking care of none of them. Let me say it one more time.
That be
Let
real
me say
life
it one
out
more
here.
time. Let me say it one more time.
Bye, Felicia.
I mean,
Just in
at the
case y'all
end of the
missed it.
day, at the end of the day, you can't rely on the co-parent to take care of the child. You, as the parent, should be doing that regardless. That's an added
Facts.
bonus. That's not the only, source of income. But the Bible says, well, how can two walk together unless they agree? You can't be unequally yoked. So I ain't no way in the world I can link myself up with somebody who is not working, who does not have a goal, who does not, especially him being the man, a black man at that, you have to protect and provide. And if you don't have a plan for your life right now, if you're not providing for yourself, how can I trust the fact that you won't provide for us if we together as a unit? I can't trust that. So
Come
therefore,
on.
I can't trust you. So therefore, that means you are in the friend zone until you get it together. You're still in training, boo. You can't play the game. You can't be it. You know. Mm-mm.
Do you come to her? You come to my sister like that? This is what you're gonna get.
Felicia.
Craig.
Bye, Felicia.
That's it.
Well, I think somebody said in the comments I was not asking for. Now, see, that's different. If a person is saying they have goals and they want to accomplish certain things, if they're not asking for assistance, hey, if you can, this is the thing, when you dating somebody, you can spend time with them, y'all can enjoy each other's company and everything while things are working out. Y'all know, the three of us, we have a lot of things that we working on, and so you can still entertain somebody and you got your own thing going on. It was funny to me because I remember watching an interview with Beyonce and Jay-Z, and I believe she was on the Oprah Winfrey show, and she was talking about basically Oprah was asking her, like, how did you know that your relationship was going to work? And she said distinctively, she said he had his thing going on and I had mine going on. So when we weren't together, he was working on his thing, I was working on my thing, so that made the time that they spent together even better. And that was interesting to me because I think I've experienced this before. When you with somebody that doesn't have much going on, that can be a really big burden on a relationship because they're not eager for you to, especially if it's a man. I can't speak from a woman's perspective because I'm not a woman. I mean, I can speak from a man, how men are. But a lot of times the man is not really eager for this woman to be as successful because of the reality that, he's afraid that she may be the breadwinner, you know? So
Now, hold
we got
on.
some
Let
more
me answer
comments
a
here,
comment.
y'all.
Let me answer
Oh,
this one. Unequally yoked means with non-believers, not necessarily financially. A lot of times, as
mm-mm.
the church, a lot of times we take that scripture and make it as just as unbelievers. But you can be unequally yoked in a lot of ways. You can be unequally yoked
Absolutely.
financially. You can be unequally yoked with friendships. You can be unequally yoked on your job
Mentally.
in differently.
Child rearing.
Childbearing, you can be unequally yoked in so
Mm-hmm.
many ways because, as the scripture said, how can two walk together unless they agree? So, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying I'm not going to spank my child and you saying spoil the wise, spoil the child, we are unequally yoked.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I don't think it's just a non-believer thing. I think ultimately, as Christians, that's the idea of it, is that we should feel like we shouldn't be with a non-believer, which, and the reality of it is it wreaks havoc on a household. Two people together that don't believe in the same thing, that's a constant problem. But I think that it does pertain to, you could be with somebody and one person is, mentally on a different level. It's going to cause
Come
problems,
on.
and it has nothing to do with money. It could be two people that make good money or two people that don't make good money. But if they're not mentally on the same level,
It ain't
that's gonna
gonna
cause
work.
problems because you're gonna be trying to explain yourself, explain your theory,
Facts.
explain certain things. Now you got to have pictures, diagrams, neon colors, and everything, and this person is just not gonna understand. So I don't think it's just a believer thing, and I don't think it's a financial thing. I think it's just period.
So if a man comes to you honestly from the start, but have a plan to succeed, not asking for assistance, that's different. If you are having a plan
Yeah,
ready to succeed and you're not asking that woman for any assistance, you just telling that woman, look, I'm in a situation right now, but give me some time. I promise you in a few years, this amount of time, it's gonna get better. I'm not
don't
asking you
promise
for your
me.
assistance. I'm not asking you for your assistance. I'm asking you to pray with me that things get better and we fight this together.
Let me
I
tell you
think that's
Yes,
a
something. Let
different
me let me
situation.
let me let me give the guys a little
because her wheels been
tidbit
turning
here.
for like 20 minutes now. Go ahead.
Let me just say this. A real woman has no problem being a ride or die for you. You got goals, you got dreams. Barack had goals and he had dreams. Michelle helped him execute the plan expeditiously, right? The problem lies when you have these set goals, these plans, these ambitions, and every day the Lord sees fit to bring you another 24 hours, you are on your couch or you are laid up in the bed sleep
Well,
or you are going out and doing things, calling women broke, or ranting on Facebook. You spend more time on social media than you do in the want ad section. It's all about what you do with the time. So at the end of the day, if you have these dreams and these plans, go ahead, just execute them. If we
Right.
see you working, we see you grinding, we see you hustling, we're going to support you. But when you don't, it's aggravating. And then you get dismissed and we move on to the next.
let me
So,
let me
so
go there.
excuse me. I was watching a meme. It wasn't a meme. I don't remember who it was. Somebody was talking on TV, and he was basically saying a man that will almost work himself to death for his family is well respected rather than a man that has nothing and wants nothing and does nothing. That's so true. And for a female too. I mean, if you're dealing with a female that you can tell somebody, I mean, and it's something we have to pay attention to is that, if a person tells you, I promise you 2 years from now or a year from now, do not promise me anything because a promise equals just words. Do what you need to do and let the other person know what your plan is and let them start to see you moving in that direction. That's
Fact.
very important. And as far as, when it comes to the ride or die thing, I agree with it. And I know what term she's meaning it in, but I mean, some of us, like myself, we have limits on what we willing to ride or die through. You know what I mean? Certain stuff, now if you say you get on the right track and you're doing the right thing, let her see, or you don't even have to do it often. You just start moving in that direction and letting her know, this is what you're working towards, so that she can know that it's something that she's willing to wait around for. Don't be moving shicey style and she'd be like, what is she working on? No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, because
It don't work like that.
when you tell us a date and you don't execute that date, then in our
It's a
heads it's like,
lie.
okay, well, you're not a man of your word because I can't trust you to execute the plan because you gave me a date and it's not done. Now, if you're trying to achieve it and you come short, that's something different. But for you to not even try to shoot the ball at all, no,
Yeah.
we can't do that.
Here's another thing that we got to realize: women are visual creatures. They are ones that are going to ask questions throughout every step of the way. They need to know what your plan is, where you're headed, and make sure that you are not leading them in the wrong direction. Because as men, it is our job to lead them, to lead our women in the right direction. So,
That
so
that term right
for
there.
me, so for me, I take it as a privilege or an honor when a woman tells me, you know what, I'm gonna trust you and I'm gonna ride it out with you. Reason why I take that as a privilege or an honor is because I know, okay, bet this woman feels safe with me. This woman feels like she can trust me. This woman feels like, despite the BS that she's been through in the past, she's ready to ride with me and she's ready to be that ride or die. Now, let's be real. We are all grown adults. At a certain point, that ride or die was cute when we were kids and when we was teenagers. But at a certain point, come on now, I ain't trying to die for you. I'm not Jesus Christ. That's the only one that
No.
died for us. Come on.
Right.
So wait, let me give you an example of somebody that is workable, right? Have y'all ever seen the movie A Family That Prays? The
Mhm.
Tyler Perry movie. So
Yeah.
the guy who I forgot his name, Rockman Dunbar. That's the one that was married to Sanaa Lathan, right? He had a dream to own his own. I think it was a construction company or something along the line. So in the process of him creating this dream, he still went to work every day. You know, he saved his money. It took him a while, but he got there. So it's a difference between somebody who is trying to execute the plan and not doing anything at all. Like, we women do not have a problem standing by our men. It's just the fact of when our men get to those places that they wanted to attain, they dismiss us and go on to the next. That's when we have a problem.
So you said something so important. So what you were just speaking about, you said, for example, if he is saving his money. So what happens if, let's just say there's a light bill or something because I'm a payment arrangement girl. Okay. So he makes, he says he's supposed to do this or do that. And he has a deadline that comes up where he has to put some money towards something for himself. And he's not able to pay that household bill, or he's not able to stick to that commitment that he made with you. What happens then? And James, this is vice versa too. So what do we do?
Repeat
So
that
wait,
question
repeat
again.
that again. Yeah,
Yeah,
repeat it.
look, both of us.
So, we were just talking about riding for the person that we with. So what happens if, he has some type of financial obligation to the household and he comes to you and he's like, babe, listen, I know I'm supposed to do such and such for you, or I'm supposed to take care of whatever, but I got to put the money up for such and such, or something happened, and I don't have the money. Do we take care of that part where he's lacking, or do we say you made an obligation to me, whatever?
When do they
It
come to
depends
you?
on what it is.
It's a household bill. Like,
No. It depends on what his reasoning is not have paid it.
oh, it's something pertaining to his dream, his goal, like something pertaining to what
So
he
something like acrimony,
James.
like the movie Acrimony, where he kept putting the money into the battery and he was neglected and had to pay bills
All I
and
remember
she
is the
had to
name of
work
that
them
movie.
jobs. Huh?
All I remember is the name.
Okay, so Taraji P. Henson played in this movie called
Yeah.
Acrimony.
Woo,
And in
Taraji.
this movie,
My God, today. Come on,
she was
Taraji.
with this guy that
Come
she
on,
met, I
Pastor.
guess, I want to say
Wheel it
during
back.
high school or college. So he had this dream of creating his own battery. And he didn't work. And she supported him through his dream. And her mom died and left her and her sisters a house. And then she had a substantial amount of money. So as she's with him over time, supporting his dream, her money is depleting. Now she has to get a job. Now she has to get two jobs because time has passed. And where she's expecting him to pull his weight, he's still putting into this battery, this battery, this battery, this battery. So her sisters get into her head and tell her all the things, and she believes her sisters, ends up kicking him out, and his battery finally hits. So you're talking about something like that, where he was supposed to pull his weight, but instead of putting the money
something
into
like that.
that, he put it into the
What
drink.
would you do?
I don't know. To be honest, it depends on the man. I'm not gonna lie. It depends on the man, because I would have to know my man and who I'm dealing with. Because 9 times out of 10, you know your spouse, right? So you know if it's a genuine miss or if it's a negligent one and he's just being absent-minded.
Mm-hmm. For me, if it's something that he doesn't do often, then yeah, I think I would, look out for him. But I mean, to be honest with you, when we're thinking about, and I'm gonna say this because a lot of times I find that some men like to just carry the title of saying I'm your man, and then they expect, you to kind of ride with them through anything. And sometimes they feel like, because being your husband and being your man, to me, those are still titles. Who are you? How do you deal with me? Do you respect me? Do you love me? Do you care for me? Are you supportive? All those are titles, because there are people that are in relationships, engaged, or even married that don't have that. So to me, it's not about a title. It's basically, who are you? How do you deal with me? Do you make me feel like, okay, everything you're saying is the truth? Everything you're saying is the truth? Or do you make me feel like everything you're saying is you just looking for somebody, to ride with you? And then the other part of it is, I'm a stickler for understanding, who was this person? Who were you in the past? As you get to know somebody, you start to listen to them. And sometimes you can listen
Habits.
to, you listen to the
Mhm.
habits, you hear the patterns, you hear
Patterns.
that this
Yep.
person, this person was the last relationship they were in, they're telling you about how this person, did this to him, did that to him, didn't, wasn't, it's like, okay, so everybody you run into is just mistreating you and not riding with you. And so, no, because if everybody in the crowd is saying the same thing, you have to kind of take a step back and wonder, is it you or is it the crowd? Everybody's saying the same thing, or you run into the same situations over again. Everybody that you with, nobody wants to stick by you and ride with you. Maybe it's because you're not treating that person good. You just want that person to ride with you to be successful.
Or you know
Or
what?
to
Another thing that I've learned too is, with touching on what you said, um, you are also not. Sometimes you're not enough to change the pattern or the habit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if
Yeah.
their habit is a certain way, a lot of the times we come into situations thinking, well, if I just show him or her, how I'm feeling, if I just love on them and give them everything that I have, they'll see that I'm a good person and want to be with me or want to be in a relationship. Or if we have this baby, things will change. If we get married, things will get better. And it won't. Like, you have to live in the reality, because 9 times out of 10, the marriage and the baby might make it worse. So if you can't commit to this person as they are right now, the commitment aspect of it, like long term, it might be worse, because, like you said earlier, life starts to happen. So if I don't like you right
Mhm,
now, having a baby won't make me love you. Having a baby
mhm,
might make me hate you after that. You know what I mean? So we
mhm.
gotta we gotta
Yeah.
remember that too.
And then,
True.
so going back to acrimony, okay, so Taraji stayed with him, while he was trying to, I don't really remember exactly what we've been making a battery. So, um, see, the thing is, sometimes when you ride with somebody through one of the tough parts of their life, they can kind of keep an account for how long they feel like, I remember a guy said, I knew one time, he told me that he felt like he was uh obligated to do things for his ex, right? So even with being with somebody for a certain amount of time, and they may feel like they're obligated, but that obligation at some point is going to run out.
Yeah.
They're not gonna, live
They're
their life.
rewarding your loyalty.
Right, but yeah, and that's gonna happen for a certain amount of time. Yeah, they may feel loyal. They may feel like they need to be there for you in some way. Maybe not others, but some way they may feel like they need to respect you, but they may be cheating or doing anything else. And because they feel like they're giving back, they're kind of they owe you. But what happens when it runs out? Because as we know, sometimes that's not always gonna that don't always stick. You know what I'm saying? That's something that is there. It might be there right now, but that don't mean that this person is gonna live their life out. I remember, because I'm gonna be honest with you. My thoughts on love and relationships and longevity. In order for a man, and I know this is gonna cause a big rave, but I am me, and I'm gonna stay loyal to that.
I'm here for it. I
But
love it. Wait.
but a lot of times, but a lot of times, being in a relationship with a man, it causes for you to look back on the years of how you've experienced a lot of unpleasant experiences. And then he gets to a point in his life where he decides he wants to love you and treat you correctly. You may look back on several experiences that you've experienced in your life, and now here you are. You may be in the later years in your life where you've gone through something life changing, and now all of a sudden he wants to baby and love you and treat you right. But you've put your blood, sweat, and tears in it, and you've experienced some things that may change you forever, as far as how you deal with the opposite sex. But now he wants to treat you right because and that's my theory on it. Men tend to look at these things and say, well, she rolled with me when I did this and I did that, and now all of a sudden, many years later, now it's time to love and respect her. But what's left of that woman at that point? She's not the same.
The love and respect should have never allowed you to do all the things that you did to her.
It happens though. It happens because a lot of women, you can think of back in the days how relationships were and how they are now. So we're not even talking about back in the day. We're talking about these modern day relationships. When you meet a woman that has been in a relationship more recently and she's been with a dude 5-10 years, she's got some stories to tell you. She can tell you some things that she's been through, and then all of a sudden, now this dude wants to love on her because she's endured hell and hot water to be with him. That's just.
Or what about the ones that, because our kind they want to be in relationships for years without even getting married. You know what I'm saying? Like our older generation, uncles and aunties, they've had those special friends that we've known for years that they've been with and not married them. And then when they end up passing away, the only accolades you get in the obituary is a special friend. You done endured life with this person. You done went through hell and back with this person. This person's been sick and you've been the one taking care of this person, and you only get special friend. You don't get nothing, like no type of I don't even know the word to use. It's ridiculous.
Title. If I'm with a woman for a certain amount of time and God forbid something happens to her and she passes away, and her family got the nerve or the audacity to put me in the obituary as a special friend.
Craig.
Bye, Felicia.
No, we ain't doing that.
From him. Somebody take that machine from him.
We are not doing that. We are not doing that today.
Hold on. Clear that up though, because you saying that you're in a relationship with her for years.
Let's say like I've been there. Like we have done everything but put a title on what we doing. We not married, we not dating, and we just friends. But I'm been there as a husband to this person. Let her family try to put me in that obituary as a special friend.
That's who you are. You are a special friend. That's what you settle for. So don't when the lights and the cameras come on and the people are standing up there and they boo-hooing and crying, and you were willing to accept the position as long as it didn't mean locking you down for life. So you play the position in the
Situationship.
background. Yes, you were okay with the situationship then. So when they singing and the hullabaloo and the insurance money
Flower
starts
green.
dropping, you a special
You
friend.
get nothing. You get
That's what
nothing.
you. That's what
I
you
better
do.
get to
I
stay in
mean,
that house that we built. I better
No,
get to
you
stay in
don't.
that house.
No, you
no,
don't. No,
because
you
you
Yeah,
didn't
don't.
want.
I.
You wanted the.
Yeah,
You
I.
wanted the.
Yeah, I.
You wanted the
Yeah,
cow and
I.
you wanted
Try
the
to get
milk,
me
but you
out.
didn't want. You didn't want to be open and show the world that you're committing, regardless of how you handle that position. You didn't want to be open and let the world know that you loved and wanted to be with this person. So you
I
put in
dare
there
her
a special
family to
friend, and
try
the
to get
family is
me
going to
out.
do that to be funny anyway. When it
Dude,
comes to the
I've
family, they're
been
gonna say,
hi,
"Girl, where
special
you going to put such
friend.
and such?" No, they're gonna say, "What we gonna put down such and such?" Who, the dude that was with you? She's with him for a long time. Put him down as a special friend, and don't even put his first name. Just put Mister Such and Such. Mm-hmm. You know how us's do?
Dude,
Yeah,
and that's true. That
that's
is
the
very
position you
true.
wanted.
That is the
Let's
position.
check out some of
But
these comments here.
see, wait a minute. But see, the same way y'all saying that, there are a lot of females that sign up for that very position and then have the nerve, the audacity, or the unmitigated gall to get mad because they ain't even in the obituary as a special friend.
Well, if that's the case, then you wasn't even a special friend. You was just a friend. There's somebody else that's got the special friend position. There's somebody that got the wife
Concubine.
position, right? Somebody that got the wife's position, the friend's position, and you just a friend. And then after that, after the friend is nobody, you don't even get listed.
No.
But you know what?
You don't even get listed.
Nowadays, even having a title doesn't mean nothing because you still get fumbled. You still get cheated
Yes.
on, even as a
Yes.
wife. So it doesn't even matter at this point. It's all
Yes.
about the individual and their level of loyalty. If
You know
people
what?
come into relationships as friends, I think it's less likely for them to fumble you because they respect you as a friend, and then you being their spouse is a bonus. But when it's lust driven, eventually that'll fade. So the respect is gone.
I agree.
So this
I
is
agree
my
with
thing, and this is what I always tell. I'm not married. I'm comfortable with saying that. But
Yeah.
I always tell women
yet.
that ju- I always tell women that when you marry, if you're marrying because this man is the love of your life right now, you love him, you want to be with him, he treats you good, everything is great. You need to, that's right. That's right. You need to love this person. You need to be able to answer these questions. Am I gonna love you when you broke? Am I gonna love you when you wake up ugly? If you have some illnesses, if you do the worst thing that you could ever anything that you could imagine, when you watching that romance movie and you see the dude do something horrible to that woman or the woman do something horrible to that man, and you like, oh no, you have to be able to love this person after they have done that one specific thing that you say I'm not staying for. You have to be able to love that person that way. You have to be able to love this person through different seasons. And if I can't answer any of those questions for you, I mean, totally answer those questions, then we don't need to be doing it. We don't need to be
I
doing
would
it
agree with
because
that.
you don't know. I mean, and it's sad. And I'm sure this is something that, people didn't have to deal with it years and years ago. But nowadays, these people are professionals at giving a perfect image, or some people will come in your life and listen to you, what you want, ask you what you want, what you like, what's your favorite color, what's your favorite food, where you like to go, how you want a man to treat you, for James purposes, how you want a woman to treat you. They're going to ask you all these questions because they want to take it all in and learn you. They want to learn because they want to become what you want. But is that person really who they are? Because you can only keep up an image for a certain amount of time. You
You
can't
know
you can't keep
what?
up the image forever.
You know what? It's funny that you said that. I have had women that was trying to holler at me in the past and that have used the stigma came in with the line, I love all the shows that you do. I love everything that you do, whoopty 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 whoop. And then when I ask a simple question, what is your favorite? They tell me one of my podcasts. Now I'm like, okay, what's your favorite episode? Because if you really love everything that I do, and that's your favorite show, then obviously you must have a favorite episode. If a woman cannot answer that for me, then I'm like, okay, you playing games. You trying to tell me what you think I want to hear. But it's funny that
Yeah,
it's
because ain't nobody listen to.
it's funny.
Listen,
It's funny
when she
though.
told you,
Wait, let me finish it up. Let me squid. Let me finish this up. It's funny though that a grown woman has approached me the same way, and when I asked her the same questions, she already had the answer right off top because of the simple
You
fact
just
of
said the reason. You just said the reason.
grown
Woman,
women.
not girl. See, that's the problem. Y'all dating these girls. Y'all dating these boys that's in men and women's bodies,
Come on,
but their mental age is still teenagers. Let me
he
tell you
started.
something.
You
When
said
you get
bodies, and he
married,
started shouting.
you have to prepare for consistent change. This
Hmm.
person that you married, let's say right now, me and James get married 2024. This is a scenario. Let me just put this out there because I don't want nobody to say I knew they go together. No,
Hmm.
this is
look,
a
no,
scenario.
look,
Okay.
we are not
So
doing that.
listen,
We are not
listen.
getting those rumors started.
We got
No,
okay, we're not gonna go. I ain't gonna use James. Child,
no,
listen.
no, no. Go on
Seven
ahead.
married in
No, but go on and use
2024.
me. But I'm agreeing with you. We are not getting those rumors started.
So
Me and you done
basically,
dated.
what
No,
I'm saying is the person that he meets in 2024 or the person he marries in 2024 will not be the same person in 2034. So when you are married and you prepare to marry somebody, like you said, Dawn, you have to commit to the fact that this person is going to change. Life is going to
come on.
change. If something happened to my mother, you're not going to get this jolly version of me.
Right,
My whole emotion, my whole look on life is going to change.
changing.
There's going to be a piece of my heart that's going to be forever gone, and I will never get it back. Can you
Hmm.
still show up for me in that capacity? And
Yeah,
that's the problem. We go for the tangible things, we go for how they look, we go for, like, okay, maybe they got the same hobbies, but is the person showing up for you?
yeah.
When you
And
are
then we
going through stuff, when you sick, when you dealing with things, is this person showing up?
right.
Those are the
That means a
characteristics
lot.
we should be looking for when we're talking about
Yeah,
being in relationships and dating.
yeah. And see, the thing is too, when a person is going through stuff, sometimes they deal with things differently. Like I hear a lot about, um, I'm not gonna say the celebrity's name because I'm not sure if that's the situation or not. But remember, she was saying that she was when her parents had passed away, and she had met this. He was a basketball player. She met him right after one of her parents passed away, and she said, um, her actions were a lot different. Like, some people get, I guess, more vulnerable. They're looking for attention in different places. They're looking to fill this void. So what happens, if you with this person and they, they're experiencing this tragic event in their life and they're doing things, they're seeking attention, you check their phone and they're in somebody's inbox, or, they're not single. Because I mean, if you're in somebody's inbox and you ain't single, you can do what you want. But they're not single and they're in somebody's inbox, or they're meeting up with somebody, or they're intimate with somebody else because they're going through these things. You still supposed to love them. Can we do that? Can you still, you know
The scripture
that's real.
says that
That's real rap.
the scripture says that when we get married, we love each other in sickness and health till death do us part. That
Child,
means
that's
that
hard.
I gotta love this woman through the peaks, through the valleys, through the ups, through the downs. Our sister Sarah
Wigless
made a
corn with a wig, without rusty
yes.
cornrows.
Yes, Cleo
Look,
braids
tweet,
and
tweet,
all,
Yeah.
tweet.
snoring
Sarah
and all.
Sarah made a comment on Friday, last Friday, in one of our conversations that we was having, not on the show, but we was just talking in general like we normally do. And Sarah had made a comment. we are at that age to where we are looking for somebody that if something was to happen to our parents, who's gonna be right there by our side.
Absolutely.
And when she said that, I was like,
Absolutely.
It's kind of like that scene, and I'm a
Yeah.
visual person, y'all. I'm sorry. It's kind of like that scene in The Best Man too, when Lance's wife died, and he started to break, and Tay Diggs came up behind him and grabbed him. That scene was so epic. Who do you have in your life that's going to sit there and grab you
see,
when you breaking?
see, what I think about when I think about that is I think how Stella got her groove back. Where when Stella's best friend passed away and she's walking out of the funeral home and out of nowhere there's Tay Diggs' character walking right up to her and she's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "I had to be here for you." That's real talk because we are at that point in our life now where we are all grown adults. And let's keep it real and keep it all the way funky. Life be lifing. So now at this point, I'm looking for that. I'm not going to say looking for, but I am not settling for anything less than that woman that is going to be my rock because of the simple fact of I know when the ships are down, she's going to be right by my side. And same thing with her. I don't care if we driving in a Cadillac or a Pinto. I got her back. She got mine. But y'all, let me give y'all some scenarios real quick because y'all know I got
You
them for
muted,
y'all.
sis. You muted. You were saying something. I saw your mouth moving, but you was muted.
Yeah, tweet. You meet it.
I'm sorry. I said that's a tough position to be in, and that's a tough position to know that, how do you know that this person is in it for the long haul? This person is, they there. How do you know? Because I'm telling you, it's like
You gotta take
people
a risk. You
change.
gotta you gotta like just like people love to gamble and do sports bets, and you
Yeah.
can trust the weatherman. You gotta trust who you with, and you gotta trust your instinct enough to know, okay, well, I have true intentions. Eventually the seeds that I'm putting out is gonna water that same fruit for me later. You have to trust it. Yeah,
So
you're
do
gonna
you
keep
think that?
getting egg
So do
on
you
your
think?
face, but it'll happen.
So do you think that you go into it with, if you have, you have your pros and your cons? Do you think that do you go into it maybe like saying, okay, I got five pros and I got two cons, or do you kind of measure that out ahead of time, or do you say, I'm just gonna roll with this, I'm gonna roll with how I feel, or roll with,
At some point, you got to get family out of the way and you got to get everybody else out of the way. And you got to be like, you know what? Bump it. If I'm feeling you, I'm feeling you. I don't care if my family ain't feeling you or not. I'm going to take this chance of getting the egg on my face like Sarah said. And I'm gonna walk with you until you prove me otherwise. Now, when you prove me otherwise, then I'm gonna be like I'm gonna be running in the opposite direction. But until you prove me otherwise, in the meantime, I'm gonna walk with you. If you need me, I got you, and vice versa.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Facts.
If
Now,
that
y'all
person
know.
hasn't given you a reason to doubt anything they say, then I will continue to rock with it. And then if there's some trepidation or hesitation, on a part, you speak up about it and see how they handle it. But a lot
Facts.
of the
Exactly.
times we get into these relationships still not healed, or not even a relationship. We start talking to people and we're not healed from past situations, and it's not fair. you
Mm-mm.
cannot you cannot put somebody hold somebody else accountable for something that somebody else did. Every person that you meet or you try to entertain should have the opportunity to walk into the dating space with a clean slate, because they didn't do it.
Facts. Let me put it like this to where the fellas might understand it a little bit better. All right. So let's put it like this. Fellas, you going shopping, right? And as you're shopping, you see this one item that you really like. Right now, you know you can't afford it, but you're going to put it in the cart. And you're like, I'm just going to put it on layaway. By putting it on layaway, what that means is I'm going to make down payments on it every so often until I finally pay it off. A lot of fellas and women are treating relationships with men and women like a layaway plan. We're taking them off the cart. We're putting them in our buggy. We're saying, I'm not emotionally healed enough. I'm not physically at the point to where I want to be at, but I know you are the person that I want to be with. So let me give you the bare minimum of payment to show you that
Breadcrumbing.
that is what I want. Thank you, sis. Thank you. Like there are a lot of us out here that are simply just breadcrumbing, giving the bare minimum, and expect, and then have the nerve or the audacity to get mad when the opposite sex calls us out on it.
Quick plug, y'all. Tweet Talks has the Mr. Bare Minimum as an episode on her podcast. Y'all can go check that out, and I talk in depth about that
Come on,
because
come
that
on,
is
come on.
very true.
That was a
He
good episode,
may
by the
not
way.
really have
It really was.
yeah, and he has no intention of really investing himself, but he does. And this goes back to what I was talking about that man listening. He is listening to you. And to all my women that's watching, if a man is interested in you, he's paying attention to you. He's paying attention to what you want. He's paying attention to what you need. And I think, and to actually to understand a man's perspective on it, I think that men do that because they don't want to get rejected by the woman. So they try to be what she needs him to be. The problem with that is when he is his authentic self, she still has the option to decline that and be like, you know what, no, because this is not who you were. So I think it's important that when you date in whatever your financial situation is, don't come into it being something else. Go into it being authentically who you are, be honest with her. And if you are a good man that really has good intentions of really taking this situation long term, if that's what you agree, like it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You can really
But
be invested in somebody's life without large amounts of finance, especially if you tell her you got goals and she see. Because let me tell you, you don't have to tell a person your every move for them to not see it. They're gonna see it. They're paying
yeah,
attention to what you're doing.
yeah.
A man that works himself day and night tirelessly. You may not be where you want to be, but she sees that you have that drive. She sees
Right,
that drive in
absolutely.
you. And having that drive is super important because there's some men that have the drive and they will sit around. I've experienced this before. He will sit around and tell you, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I want to do that. And you like, have you called the people to find out? Have you checked the price? Have you seen, what situation? Like you no, haven't okay, so you just talking about it. You have to
It's
be
just a
making motion.
wish.
Women do the same thing. Yes, even like a woman, a man that's saying he really wants to be with a woman. I don't care if this woman is something wrong with her or not. She's paying attention to the actions that he's taking as far as whether he really wants to be, or she's paying attention. She's paying attention whether you call, whether you spend time together. You can spend time together with somebody and not be spending no big money. You know what I mean? That Netflix and
Facts.
chill
Say
thing,
that again.
that Netflix,
Rewind that.
that you could spend all the time in the world with somebody, and it's about your time and effort that you put forward. That Netflix and chill thing is real, fellas. It's real. It ain't just
Baby,
something you
let me
tell a
tell you.
chick to get over and lay
you
up
could
with
put a
her.
you
It's a
could put
real
a
thing.
blanket you could put a blanket down on the living room floor, get some
That's right.
candles from Dollar Tree, play a playlist or watch a movie, and that'll be the best time ever, as opposed to being spending hella money at a restaurant. It's
Because you
not
know
Facts.
what?
about the
Now, hold on.
finances, it's about the effort.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and say this now. Now the blanket on the living room floor or anything else, we ain't gonna do that all the time. We are not gonna do that all the time. Go ahead and put that out there because somebody might remind me that what you said on that show you had that no, I'm not
And
saying
y'all,
all
Well,
the
let
it
me.
time.
depends. It depends on the situation. Because if y'all saving up for something, you
Yeah,
might
yeah,
have to
okay,
do that for a while. So
right.
And
yeah.
let me clear something up because I got in trouble a second ago for yelling out to YZ and the way I yelled at YZ. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot about myself for a second. I forgot myself for a second. I do apologize, y'all. I forgot.
Okay, cool. Let's check out let's check out some of these comments. We don't want people to think that we just ignoring them. So where was we at? Um, so we got one comment that says a woman becomes a wife before you get married, not after you get married. Mm-mm. I'm gonna say that I disagree with that.
Now, let me explain what he means by that. He doesn't
Okay, or
mean
he better
that.
explain it because
Let me explain what he means. He doesn't mean that you become his wife after y'all get married, before y'all get married. What he's saying is like before y'all get married, you already have the title of wife because of the simple fact the scripture says, he that finds a wife finds a good thing and finds favor from the Lord. It does not say he who finds a girlfriend, then puts a ring on her finger and makes her fiance, then makes her his wife finds a good thing. It says he who finds a wife finds a good thing.
Wait, let
but
me say something. Let me say something really quick. And to add to that, if a man tells you you are a wife, pay attention to how he says it. Because you can be a wife, but that don't mean you are his wife.
Come
uh,
on.
So pay
show's
attention
over,
to
y'all.
his word choices. Because a lot of men will tell you, you a wife. You a wife. And we get we get all googly. No, he ain't say nothing about being his wife. He said you are a
Yes,
wife. So that means keep your crown
yes,
on because you have those characteristics, but you might not have those characteristics to be
for
his
his.
wife. So that's the next
I
question
know
that you
that's
need to
right.
ask when y'all have them conversations. Just wanted
I
y'all to know
love it.
that. Voice some time in drama, y'all.
Good one. I love it. But see, my thing is when you think of a woman being a wife before getting married, how does she know that? Because if she's a woman, y'all know I'm gonna be real with it. If you're not a wife and you're told that you hear a woman should be a wife, how do you know that? How do you know? Because you're not a wife. You don't know. And you can't say because every man, what he's looking for as far as a wife is different.
Now, the reason why you know is because of the way that you carry yourself. Now, you may you will carry yourself differently than a lot of women carry themselves. Like for instance,
Examples, bro. What do you
my
mean?
sister Sarah and my sister Tweet, they are definitely wives. They are definitely wives. Now, that does not mean that every dude that comes up in their inbox is their husband. What that means is that what that means is that they have the wifey characteristics. They are going to be their husband's good thing. They are going to bring that favor to their husband. Meaning, if a husband comes to them with a plan, then they're gonna be like, "All right, baby, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make this happen. Let's take over." Now, a lot of times where men mess up is we have wives right in front of us that are willing to ride it out with us, willing to grind it out with us, and they actually, we will actually sit there and be stupid enough to tell this woman, let me get myself together first, and then I'm gonna come back to you. If this woman is willing to run in the trenches with you,
Yes.
let her. Let her.
Let
Right.
me tell you something.
The
Right.
reason
Like
why
I
Talk
you
to
ain't
him.
said,
reached the finish
listen.
line yet, the reason why you ain't
Talk to him.
made the finish line yet is because you ain't got that queen by your side.
That
Come
part.
on. You are
Cause,
Pew pew
prolonging
pew
your
cause,
pew pew pew
process.
pew pew pew
cause
You are
pew pew.
prolonging your process.
the favor is in the female that you choose. So
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
know, Barack wouldn't have been Barack without Michelle. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
He would have been something, but he wouldn't have been The Rock.
Yeah, I like that. Very true. Very true. Definitely very true. But I guess that's something I was just thinking about. Like, okay, when how does this woman know that she's coming into this man's life and she's. So do you think when a person is dating, do they talk about what the qualities of that they're expecting from the other person, or do you like? Is it a conversation that you have?
If you're dating with a purpose, yeah.
I used to do that, but I don't do that no more because people be lying. And you could tell them you want X, Y, and Z, and they will act like X, Y, and Z because they
Mhm.
want to get the hot box or because you are a placeholder until they finally meet somebody that interests them more. It could be all kinds of things. So I
Mhm.
just let it play out and keep the mental note in my mind.
Mhm. Yeah. Pay attention to what they're doing. Yeah. I think it's a good conversation. Like, one of I have the conversation all the time. Are you looking for a cook? And my eyes get just big, just like this, and I smile a lot,
Know your boundaries, sis. Let them
but
know
that
ahead
smile
of
goes
time.
away immediately. Are you looking for a cook? Yes, because I'm
Y'all, if y'all
into
looking for a cook, my
working.
sister Tweet is not the one for
Nah.
you. She is not the one.
No, no.
She is
I mean,
not the
I'll do
one.
it.
She ain't gonna cook for you.
I will.
She is not gonna cook for
I will.
you.
No, no, no. Let's clear that up. I can, but I don't believe that a woman. A lot of times, a woman when she's into courting the man, she's gonna cook a whole bunch of meals and make him think, and he gathers this in his mind. That's the same thing that men say about women wearing wigs and lashes and stuff, which I don't care what y'all think, but women doing these things because they feel like they're being fake or whatever. When it comes to that, I want to have a discussion, a conversation, because I think it's important for you to know that if you think that, when I think of the old school, what's the old school song? Mama's in the kitchen cooking rice. You know, I'm not going to be doing
James is
that.
it's James's face for me. I cannot. For those of you who are listening to this in the audio, James is sitting here shaking his head because you can't put a filter on Tweet. Like it's certain things
It is
that just
not.
pop out of
No,
her mouth randomly that you do not expect, and
no,
he
I'm
was
not
just
going
hit
to
with the
do it.
random.
Yes.
This was random as I'll get out, but I love it.
So
It's
let me
just
ask you
so
a
true.
question. Do y'all think that there should be okay? Here's another visual for you. So we play video games, right? Me and my son. And once you pass a certain level, you go to the next level. Do you think that there are certain things that you should do on certain levels? Certain characteristics should be unlocked at a certain
Yes.
level. Okay, and what are those
That's when I
some of
make
those things?
baked macaroni and cheese.
Uh-oh. So fellas, here's
All right, all
a
right,
little
all right.
side
Let me
note.
ask y'all a
If
question. Let
you
me ask
haven't
y'all a
cooked some
question.
baked mac and cheese, that means
Okay,
that you in
okay.
there.
All right, let me give y'all a scenario because y'all know I'm gonna throw a scenario in there. Okay.
I know it.
All right. So I'm gonna start it off with Sarah. And yes, I have not got her name wrong all night tonight.
You saying it too fast. We still got like 30 minutes. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Here's your scenario. So a man you've been dating, right? Y'all been dating for a good little minute. And he comes to you and tells you, I got one for Sarah and I got one for Tweet. So this man comes to you and tells you, babe, I quit my job today. The reason why I quit my job is because God has told me to go full time into my dreams and into my vision. He has told me that I'm not to work for that man anymore. I am to be my own boss. Baby, I just need you to support me on this. And no, I'm not going for no other job until my business flourishes and it takes off, I'm gonna need you to take care of the household. But after the business flourishes and after the business takes off, I got us, baby. You ain't gotta work no more, I promise. Y'all, if you're listening in the audio, my sister Sarah's face right now, I got a feeling we're gonna get those famous words. Come on.
So is he just my man or we're married? Because that
Y'all
makes a
just
difference.
dating. Y'all just dating. And y'all have only been dating for about 3 to 4 months.
Okay. 3 to 4 months is not.
Come on. It's on the tip of your tongue. Come on.
3 to
See,
4 months is
I
not
love the
enough.
individuality of these
3 to 4 months is
scenarios.
not enough time for me to know how strong your relationship is with the Lord, for me to determine if that was a you move or a God move. Because a lot of the times we will feel a thing because we aggravated with the job, and we'll get this inclination and say, oh, the Lord told me. No, that wasn't the Lord. Because the Lord gives you warning before destruction. The Lord gives you wisdom. And if you have bills and all the things, you have to set certain things in place before you just make a move like that. So I would entertain it because we just talking at this point, 3 to 4 months. We not living together, and see what he do. I would support him and see what he do. Now,
What?
when
Wait. Did my sister say that she got?
Because it's 3 to 4 months. This ain't 3 to 4 years. That's something totally different. Like 3 to 4 months, you're still getting to know me. I'm still getting to know you. So now I'm trying to see, okay, how you going to navigate in this space? Because if we get married and the Lord talks to you again, I want to have assurance that, okay, well, the last time he said the Lord talked to him, he had a plan and he executed it. But right now, I'm just watching. I'm watching. This is the observation stage.
Okay, I'm not mad about that. I thought we was gonna get a certain word, but all right. I'm gonna get that word out of you before the end of the show, Silver. I promise you. All right, Tweet. I got one for you.
Okay.
So you and this guy have been dating for about 5 to 6 months. It's time for you to go meet the family. He tells you, my mom is doing a little picnic type thing. And she said if you wanted, you could cook and bring something to the gathering. Yeah. So what you gonna do, sis?
She
What you
got
gonna
me
do?
cracking up.
Dude, right.
There are some key words that are listed in this content. If you want to, okay. So what I would do, which I normally do, which I normally do when it comes to.
Sarah's face is for me. She is crying, laughing right now.
So what I normally do, and when it comes to bringing food to a gathering, I will go to a store like Walmart and get cakes or something like that. And the reason why specifically for this event is because that's his mother. Now, you know, mothers, when it comes to what they cook, they the best. They have this we the best mentality. So I'm not gonna come over there with my dish and expect her to say, "Oh, this is better than mine," or "This is good." She's gonna be like, "Oh, that's the girl you missed. She bought. Oh, that was her. She put what kind of milk she put in that." You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna put myself in that situation. I'm gonna buy it from the store. So when she says, "Oh, this cake tastes a little," who brought this cake? I did. Where'd you go? Walmart. Yeah, them things a little funny, don't it? It was a little weird. I gotta say something to them about that next time I go back. See, we're gonna be on one accord because I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna make sure that whenever she says, I'm gonna say. Now I might go as far as if I get a cake or whatever I get, changing the dish instead of bringing the plastic container of the cake or the foil container. I might put it in the cake dish. But if I do that, then I'm checking her out to see what kind of mom she is. Because when I come in there with that cake on that cake stand and that glass dish, and she looking like, she made a cake. Yeah. What you got there? I ain't gonna answer did I make it or not. But I'll say, what you got? Oh, this is a what they call a Louisiana crunch cake. And she start cutting into it and she start making her little tidbits about it. I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, it do taste kind of funny. Let me see if I can find that receipt because I'm gonna have to see. So I'm not.
All right. So I got another scenario for both of y'all. This one is gonna apply to both. And Sarah, I'm not gonna put you on the spot first this time. I'm gonna go to Tweet with her response. Same question, but I want both of y'all responses to it. So, and then I'm gonna let y'all ask me the question, and I'm gonna give you the correct way to answer it as a man and the wrong way.
Okay.
So, first one, here goes. So you and your man, you are on a blind date. Your best friend hooked you up with this guy because he thought y'all would have a lot in common. And the first thing he says is, so what are you bringing to the table? If we was to get in a relationship, what do you bring to the table? Go on ahead, Don.
Um, you would have to be specific. What do you mean? Because I mean, to me, it sounds like I'm on a job interview. What do I bring to the table? So I'm going to tell you what I bring to the table, and you have the opportunity to decline me on the spot or put me on a waiting list until you feel like it. I don't. That question to me is just not a good question to ask. Pay attention. If you pay attention to me enough, you're going to learn what I bring to the table. If you tune into
Facts.
me enough, you're going to hear certain things that I say that's going to let you know what I bring to the table. If you ask me what I bring to the table, then you are looking for an addition, not an equal.
Facts. I like
You,
that. I like that.
I'm not going to answer that question, and I don't expect. I think a lot of times men think that you're looking for the answer to that question. I will not ask a man what do you bring to the table because if you invest your time, your quality time, you hold conversation, unless you are a person that does not have a keen ear to be able to hear things that are not said verbally, I have that ability to hear things that are said without them being very obvious. So if a person is saying to me certain things, they let me know what they bring to the table. And I think that he should do the same thing. He needs to listen when a person, and that goes back to how interested are you in this woman? Are you interested in her table or are you interested in the woman in general? Because you may meet a female that does not have a whole bunch on her table or her table is halfway filled up, but the other half of her table is a lot of things that she's working on. And when you blink your eyes or you put her on the shelf and you're not paying her no attention and you blink your eyes and turn around, her table is going to be filled up and you're going to be looking like, I asked you what you had on the table. And she'd be like, yeah, I told you what was on the table, but I didn't tell you what I had in the future going on. So, you know what I mean? You can't, I'm just not going to answer that question because if you're interested in me, don't interview me. Don't ask me I spoke to someone recently that like ran down 1,000 questions. Are you planning on being submissive? Are you this? Are you that? If you put your time into me, you will figure out what kind of woman I am.
I like that. I like that. I like that. All right. So what? Sarah. Oh my god. Dang
This is
it.
a whole show, and
You
y'all
tried.
heard
Dang
You
me.
tried.
I told you.
it.
But yeah,
Every
so I think
time.
Tweet answered. I think
Every
she answered.
time.
I think she answered it perfectly because, like,
Yeah.
in the beginning, you don't ask that, and that's kind of like a turnoff. So if this is like a blind date and you ask that, that's the first question you ask me, and you don't even know my last name, I'm walking out because
Yeah.
you already looking or telling me based off of the questions that you're asking me, um, you're looking for. I'm trying to find the right word. it's you're trying to obtain something. It's you trying to it's not reading genuine.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
All
Yeah. You
right.
gotta, nowadays you have to guard yourself a little bit. Some of us do it a little bit extra, but if you really intend to genuinely get to know a person, those layers will peel back. They'll peel back.
And it will. It definitely will. But you have to give that
So I
person
got a scenario
time.
for you, James.
Oh Lord.
See, he thought he was the only one with scenarios tonight.
Oh Lord.
No, sir. Okay. So this is my scenario. So you're dating somebody, you're in a relationship, and this person sees the platform that you have. They see that you have a lot of things going on. You do a lot of things, and you're trying to do a lot of things. Okay. You got a lot of goals going on. And this person says, I want to be a little bit more present in your life. Um, I want you to take me to church. I want to introduce you to the family because I don't know, I'm a female that has been hurt before, and I want to be a little bit more involved in your life because that makes me feel safe in this relationship. What do you do?
How long have we been together?
Mm, Probably, let's say about a month, 2 months.
If
You want
we've
a minute
been
to think about it? Oh,
if
okay.
we've been together for 1 month or 2 months, you already done been to the church, and you've already met my church family. Because in all
Sir, no,
honesty,
sir. As a couple, because I know you getting ready
as
to
a
go around what I said.
as a couple,
Yes, that's what I
so
meant.
she wants me to like solidify our relationship within 1 to 2 months.
Yes, yes.
So what you telling me is you want me to solidify our relationship within 1 to 2 months, change my relationship status on Facebook
Hmm.
and everything within 1 to 2 months. Is that
Yes,
what you're saying?
yes, I want, if we're gonna, we call ourselves a couple and we're dating, and I want to be, known as your woman. I want, I know that you have a lot of, things going on in the church. You have a lot of business ventures that you're doing and I want to be publicly known. I mean, we both decided that
But
we're dating for marriage, so
first off, are you said a key word. She has paid attention to my platform and the way that I am growing, the way that God is growing this platform. So the first thing I'm gonna ask is within a month or two, how can you say that you want to be publicly known when in all honesty you ain't been out here grinded with me for that? What's understood don't need to be explained. Everything is not for Facebook to know. Now, if I'm with you, I'm not gonna hide the fact that I'm with you. I'm not gonna hide the fact that I'm in a relationship. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is everything ain't for Facebook to know. Some things is better off of Facebook because the more that you put it on Facebook, the more you are opening yourself up for more drama, more chaos, and more confusion. No, I'm not doing that. And within a month or two, if I'm just now meeting you, wait a minute. Let me ask another question. Did I know this woman before the month or two that we started dating? Did we just meet and start
yes.
dating, or is this somebody?
No, you know
Guess
them,
what?
but not on that level. Like y'all kind of
So we kind
got
of
into things.
we know each other. We know each other.
Yeah.
In that case, that's a different story because if I know you and like we just started dating, then I already have that familiarity with you. I would be more apt to do it at that point. But if we just meeting and after we met, we decided we wanted to take it to another level, I'm not doing that within a month or two because you could be an opportunist that sees my platform the way that God is growing it and think, oh, let me catch on this rainbow is hot and maybe I can get some clout too. No, baby girl, no, ain't no free clout over here.
So now we know what are some of the ways that we would kind of label somebody, not label them, but we would recognize them as being an opportunist. Because I know, I mean, realistically, we have viewers that, some have been used, abused, some are being used now and may not even really know it. But, what what are some of the characteristics of somebody that is maybe an opportunist that is looking for and, looking for a come up?
Some ways to know if a man, I'll give y'all a man's perspective on it because that's all I can give y'all. Ways to know if a man is an opportunist or not. If that man is not providing for his household, but he's always coming to you with his hands out asking you for money, he's an opportunist. If that man doesn't have nothing to offer you but a chance to Netflix and chill, he's an opportunist. If instead of taking you on a date, that man says, "Let me bring my PlayStation up and charge it up and we can play on the PlayStation," he's an opportunist. I'm just saying. I'm
I
just
mean, hold
saying.
on now. When it comes to this is my thing though with the video games and men. I think as a woman, if I'm dealing with a dude that likes to play video
But
games
wait.
and he does have a job and stuff, I'm cool with it because he in the house, he's not at the club.
Now, what I'm saying is, instead of taking you
Yeah,
out to eat, instead of taking you out to dinner, instead of taking you out to dinner and to like being like, let me take you out. I know you are a hardworking woman. I know you do some great things. Let me take you out and show you that you are appreciated. Not on no, let me say you are appreciated, and then I'm still friends on you type of vibes. It's I want to show you
Oh,
that you are appreciated, and I want to show you that yo, I care for you. This is what a grown man does.
yeah, I get it. So
All
I'm gonna
right,
say I'm gonna
so
speak
go
from my
ahead.
perspective. A man that is an opportunist, um, he's really gonna be. He's gonna be trying to find out about your table. He's gonna be asking the questions that people ask, that are looking to compare. He may be asking, you know, questions outside of personality, questions outside of likes and dislikes, questions outside of, you know, your other relationship experience, which I do believe when you're given relationship experiences, you don't go too in depth with them. Because sometimes you are enabling a person to know how far they can go with you when you tell them what you've been through in your past. But I do think that an opportunist to me, a clear, vision of a person that is an opportunist to me is going to be a person that is asking questions outside of you, you know. And when it comes to like a sexual opportunist, is he's going to be a person that everything that he says early on is going to be intimate stuff.
True.
He's going to be talking about your looks. He's going to be talking about, you know, saying things to make you feel beautiful. Although there's some, men that won't compliment you because they are afraid of that. But he may compliment you, but he's going to take his time about that. You know. Yeah, I think a person that's asking questions outside of getting to know you. When you first get to know somebody, you want to know about them, who they are, what their likes are, dislikes, food, places to go. Basic questions. I don't see the point of asking lifelong questions for somebody that you are getting to know because those questions are probably not going to be the same 6 months down. That's that
True.
representative talking. Yeah.
True. Sarah, what you think? And yes, I'm back on track. I'm saying it right again. Yeah. Uh-huh.
With Don, I think in regards to opportunists, it's always they're always looking for opportunity to have their 5 minutes of fame. Sometimes it could be looked at as support, but in all actuality, they are using that time to soak up your network and promote their brand.
Facts.
An opportunist can also be someone who's very inquisitive and only asks you about those networking opportunities, or well, how did you do this and how did you do that, or anything professional related. It's never conversations about, well, what are you allergic to, the things that we need to
Yeah.
know when we are in the dating space. So I think
Yeah.
those type of questions, if they're not there when you are in an intimate setting, but they want to be there when you go live, well, I'll come chill with you when you go live, or when you go out or whatever, just in case somebody knows you, or if you have a work event, show up to your job. They're not coming to pick you up because they care. They're coming to pick you up because they want to make sure their presence is known so people can associate them with you. Those are some of the examples that I have in regards to opportunists.
Let me
Yeah.
ask y'all a question.
Or
Let me ask y'all a question. Go on ahead, Tweet.
or somebody that pretty much, kind of wants to ride on your bandwagon. Like, I think it's really important for two people that are together to have their individual thing. It makes the relationship so much better. If you're doing something like you work on cars, or you do this and you do that, that's cool, because that's going to give you your brain space away from me. Like, one of the things that I do, we're podcasters. Y'all know it takes a lot going into this. We're constantly working on this. People think you just come up here and sit and talk in front of the camera. It ain't that easy. So that's the thing. Like, if this is my thing, it's nothing wrong with you tapping into it. But if you are like trying to figure out how you can do your same thing like I'm doing it, that's a problem, because you got your thing going on and I have mine. Even if it's podcasting, if I have a podcast and you got your podcast going on, let you enjoy your time and your space away from me, because sometimes it's like absence makes the heart go fonder. Sometimes that opportunity to get away from that other person and do your own thing makes you enjoy the company of that person when you're away from it.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Y'all, we appreciate y'all rocking out with us tonight. This has been a
Yes.
vibe for real.
Yes.
It has been a vibe for real.
For y'all who are listening, the church got quiet. So all them little comments that we had earlier, we
Oh,
must have stepped on some toes, because it's crickets now. Okay? But we let
oh
y'all
Yeah.
yeah.
relax.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's why I
But
said what I
we want
said.
everybody to
That's why I said
understand
what
that.
I said.
Yeah. But everybody needs to understand this is after show vibes. We talk about some of the controversial topics. Some things may seem like it's stepping on toes. Sometimes it's interesting entertainment conversation, but it's all in adulthood, because we all life, and just like James always says, life is life, and these are the conversations that we like to have. So I don't think we put the link in the comments this time. So we're gonna do that next week.
Yeah. We'll do that next week.
So next week we're gonna give people the opportunity, our viewers the opportunity to tap in to our live show. I will suggest that before you tap into the live shows, because we will have it at our discretion, is to contact one of us to say, hey, I might jump in and let us know, so we'll have an idea, because we don't want no craziness going on. This show is behind our names, so we
And if
just
y'all come on here with some craziness, I promise you, y'all gonna hear this.
Craig.
Bye, Felicia.
So next week we're gonna do is we're gonna open it up, and we're gonna call it a pull up. So when you hear people saying who's pulling up, just make sure that you're in a quiet background and you have adequate lighting, and we're gonna give you the opportunity to tap in on our show and give your opinion, your thoughts on whatever the topic is. So that's what we're doing next week.
All right. We will see y'all next week, y'all. Peace. We love y'all.
All right, peace.